Well, hello. Have we got lots to choose from today? And a warm welcome to one and all. And for those of you who have not seen me before, my name is Langers, and I am the overgrown child that is the Scruffy trader. And what I'm doing is just kind of showing you my day-to-day routine of how I trade the market, come down into this office and terrorize my wife.
You are the most immature man I've ever met.
You're better not.
Yes, you are.
Not.
Oh, God, give me strength.
Because that's the beauty of trading. You can have a cup of coffee where you feel like it. You can trade where you feel like it. And what better than spending it with your best friend?
Good job.
So that's what we do. Well, today when I've fired up the screens, etc., and made my strength sheet, which I'll show you now. Bear with me. At least I will in a second. There we are. It's pulled out lots of different markets to check. This lot. And they're all pretty valid. There's some good movers and shakers amongst this lot. So I've created myself a little bit of a watch list, which is here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter my way through them and see if we can sort of find the best candidate and trade. Now, the one I've been looking at the moment is cable. It is now 22:11. Probably look at this about 11 o'clock. I've got the pound Swissy. Now this one, again, it might take a little bit of time to cook. It's pushing down. I want to see it get down to here beforehand. Then we've got the pound JPY. Again, that is merrily working its way down. But before I enter this one, I want to see it come back up slightly. We've got the US CAD. Now that one is merrily working its way up. It's just broken a level. Now this one is, I would say it's a little bit of a dangerous market because it's kind of been on a downward spiral for a long time. If I pull it out the day, there I can see it. It hasn't half been coming down, and I've been keeping an eye on this, but it seems to be stalling somewhat here. But if you look on the strength, if I just pull that back, the dollar's been weak for so long, it's unreal. But it's still weak on the change of strength as well, so it's still taking a royal old pounding. So this one might actually just break out to the bottom side again. And it's something, let's just say I'm wary of it. I prefer my trades to be pretty much a slam dunk. Okay? And that's kind of what makes me consistent, because just look for the best trades all the time, guys. If not, you're going to drive yourself into knots. So what we're going to do is we're going to discount the US CAD. Now this one's a slower market because I'm looking at it on a 4 hour, and there it is there. So I'm going to discount this one as well, and I'll show you for what that means. See, when I do my strengths, this becomes what's called a green light, red light. The green light and red light on this is just showing that it has a major within the pair you're going to trade. But this is where the green light, red light's important. I want a green and a red before I'll consider moving into it. But then it's also in a purple and blue. And the purple stands for a swing trade and the blue stands for a day trade. And that's to do with the breadth of market, the ATR. So anything I'm looking at a 4 hour chart, I'm going to discount them as well. So we can get rid of that one. So now it's getting a bit easier. So What's the CAD JPY? Well, it's a 4 hour as well, so we're going to get rid of that one. So now I'm down to 5 markets, narrowing the field. We're coming into the good old favourites. Now this is, well, that's about as straight a move up as you can get. So I am definitely keeping an eye on this one today. And it is mirrored on the DAX. And again, it is just straight up. So really, of all of the markets that we're looking at, I can discount this one because that's just going to grind its way down. So I'm not really worried about that. This one does interest me because it has a solid drop. It is stalling on a level and I'm looking for it to move to the upside. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. This one is meandering around. It's okay, but it's stalling and there's no levels, so I'm going to get rid of that one, and I'm left with 3 markets. But now I'm going to sort of just spend the next 20 minutes or so analysing, looking for somewhere to get in, and then try and make some money. So what was the purpose of what I've just done for you? Really, it's about filtering trades. You see, if you try and catch every wave in the market and trade every market, you're going to find yourself tied in knots. So what I do each day is I make that sheet. It filters out a lot of the noise for me. And then if there's a lot of products to look at, I'll put them onto a watch basket, as you've just seen. And then I'll just work my way through it to find the best candidate. And then I'll trade the best candidate that day. Now, why do I do it that way? Because it breeds consistency. I spend more time filtering stuff out than I do clicking the mouse to enter into a trade. And that's the art of trading, guys. It's not clicking the mouse. It's just knowing which market to trade.
Isn't that logical?
So what I'm going to do is I'll kind of pause the camera now, and I'll come back to these when they're ready at 11 o'clock. Cable is definitely on the cards, so we'll be looking at that. And then I'll be looking at either this one, well, that looks like it's starting to get ready as well. But this one here, the DAX is a bit of a worry at the minute. Because if I take this out to a daily, it's at all-time highs. And it's broken known levels. And I'm having to work out what hypothetical levels are. So this one's quite unknown for me at the moment. So the chances are this will be on the back burner till later on in the day. So really all I'm looking at is cable and FTSE. So out of everything, it's all drilled down into 2 markets. And if I can get my £200 out of one of them, happy days. So catch you in a bit.
Well, we're waiting.
Okay guys, I've come back. It's 20 past 11 and this is starting to look good. If I push it over into the hour where we were looking at it, you can see it's had its move up, indecision. Now the sellers are coming in and it's on the zone that I marked out. So I'm pretty happy to go. I'm still looking at cable, although it's still showing signs. So I'm going to leave this till 12 o'clock. And I'm just going to concentrate on this. And if I get my wages out of this, that's it for the day. You know, as I say, I don't want to be chasing the markets around. So let's start breaking this down. Strong drive up into the zone. Let's have a look at the 15-minute. As you can see, it's slowed down and the pressure is moving into the downside. 5-minute candle, drive up, choppity, choppity, choppity. You can see it's bending over, definite pressures there, and we're going to move it down. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in a number of orders. So just on the underside. And why underside? Because I normally count 5 candles back, but you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the bottom. So I'm using that tail as a base and just a tick or two underneath. And we're just going to fire some orders in. All in the same place. Just like so. And I'm also going to be doing the bouncy thing. I'll explain what the bouncy thing is in just a second. There we go. Is that right? All in the same place? Yeah, there we go. Right. Bouncy. I know I don't use a lot of the technical terms that's out there. And I don't particularly care. I just say things that sort of make sense to me. And when I'm talking about bouncing the price, often you'll see, you'll get tagged in, it'll move so far in your favour, then come back, then move in your favour, then come back. Here, just like that. Why not capitalise on it? It's one of the reasons I break trades up. So what I'll do is, that'll come down, take 5 pips out, I'll just put the order back in the same place. Comes back up, tags the order, goes back down again. Now there's another way you can do it. You could also just mark in where 5 pips is, which is that line there. And just drag that to the bottom. And every time the price touches that, you take maybe 80% of the trade off. So you see me do that a lot, and it's a way of building up a position but getting paid at the same time, because it might do it 2 or 3 times, which means you're left with 3 quid, but you've been paid 3 times as well. We'll see if it plays out, and I'll show you. And then you have other ways of getting in and out of the markets as well, because there's a high chance it could work its way back over on itself up here. So that's where negative averaging comes in. You're going against the grain, but what you're actually doing is buying in at a better price. The trick is to have your stop in the same place. You do not move your stop. So my stops are kind of above this red barrier. Every order you put in, so even if I put an order there, the stop is still the same place above it. So this might have a relatively wide stop. This one has a stop that's pretty tight. That's the principle behind it, and it gets me out of trouble, but it also makes me some money. So what I'm going to do is I'll just run the trade. You'll see it getting bounced in and out, and once I'm cracked over 200 quid, I'm pretty good to go. So see you on the other side, guys. That was that, guys. Day's done. I'm not going to be greedy. I'm not going to chase the markets round. Saw me trade 2 products that I picked out this morning, which was cable and footsie. I'm not being over greedy. I did what I needed to do, and it's time just to shut it down. And there is the result. That's a good day's work by anybody's standards. So just a little bit of consistency, showing you that it can be done with a bit of thought. But what also can be done is destruction. And when I mean destruction of the highest order, because I'm trying to put my wallet back together, this is what's left of it. Look at the state of this. And why? Never mind looking at elsewhere. Look what the cow's done to that. She washed it, and now it done shut.
Yeah, you needed a new one.
There's nothing wrong with it. Look at the state of that. When we had our factory and bathroom business, what was on the washing line more than was on the clothes? Tell the truth.
The notes.
20 quid notes. What did you do?
I used to just wash them.
She never ever empties out a pocket. I used to always have money in my pocket, and she used to launder it in a different way. Yeah. Just as well I like her.
Splendid girl, and so helpful. Do you know she's been showing me how to stick the pole up?
Trust me, I didn't marry her for her cooking skills or her laundry skills. Although you are a bit of a clean freak, aren't you?
What do you mean? Oh, I like the house ideas.
Well, tidy up your desk with. Scruffy cat.
Yeah, there's only one story.
Sorry. We've been having a good day today. Anyway, gonna have my coffee. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon because the sun is out. Poke her in the ribs because she needs to buy me a new wallet. Anyway, guys, as always, my contact details, etc. are in the description. If you're struck, I'm very amenable. Just drop me a line and I'll do what I can to help you. And as always, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.